On behalf of Micro Focus Government Solutions and Carahsoft, we would like to welcome you to today's podcast, focused around reducing risks with software supply chain using software factories, where Public Sector Chief Technology Officer David Ray of Micro Focus Government Solutions will discuss how the government can learn from industry-proven best practices and how to build a software factory and enterprise services for developers.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today, David. To start us off, how can the government benefit from the lessons learned in industry?
Well, sure. We're a pretty large software producer, provider. We have over 300 products, over 40,000 customers, worldwide, and we're doing about 3 billion a year in revenue. So, among those products, we produce about 2,000 releases a year. So several years ago, we built an internal R&D software factory to help uh, produce our products, with more predictable results, with lower risk and improved security. And we learned a lot. And the government has been pretty involved over the last 18 months in building software factories and deploying CI/CD automation. And there's a lot of things they could learn from industry partners like Microsoft and Micro Focus and CA, BMC, other companies that are, have pretty large portfolios that have been actively building, software factories. And one of the things we learned was you really have to have a value stream approach, that aligns with your overall structured agile approach. You don't have to use SAFe, you could use less or other methodologies, but you need to have a methodology that's enterprise based. There's lots of examples of local excellence in DevOps across agencies and governments, but very few examples of enterprise governance of your agile process, um, and services for DevOps. Um, Measurements really matter. If you want to provide predictable results, you need consistent measurements across your DevOps teams. Each team having their own measurements simply doesn't work. And you need quantifiable measurements that align to your mission value and your results, so you can communicate clearly of where you are, in terms of progress and spend and burn, as well as the capability you're delivering and communicating your success stories to get more adoption. And then the last area is to really focus on higher levels of maturity, which is providing enterprise-based services for core critical functions within a CI/CD automation to help take the load away from the actual development teams from writing their own scripts or having their own repositories for third-party artifacts and source code, and leverage kind of a community of practice for things like software assurance and software testing that can greatly, benefit, the knowledge base, but also reduce risk across your process.